Okay, so what we have for today is base E and natural logarithms, okay? So up until this point, we've seen like 2 to the x, 3 to the x, so forth and so forth, right? Like, so numbers raised to the x powered. Well, there's a special number in math called E. It's like pi. So E is equal to 2.72, I think, something like that. It's a never-ending decimal, okay? Now, what we need to know about E is it's just a special number. So we're going to treat it the same way we've been doing everything else, okay? It's just a letter that represents a number. The thing that we're going to have to know is log base E is also called something special. It's called an ln. It's not an in, it's an ln. And this stands for natural logarithm. So we're going to use this fact in doing all of this, okay? So again, we're going to take this slowly. So first thing we're going to do is work on our switch around stuff. So same thing we've been doing. So remember, whenever you have a number and you have to write it in logarithm, remember, we're going to write that word log, right? And then this is my base, so he's going to come down here. And then what do we do with these two? We're going to switch them. So up until this point, no difference whatsoever, right? Same thing. Now, we have to know that log E is the same thing as what? ln. So all I'm going to do to write this as my final answer, this log E is going to become ln 7 equals 2x, okay? So it's just an extra little fact we need whenever we're working with e's, okay? So now, same thing here. We're going to write this one in exponential form, right? So we're going to write in exponential form. So ln, I know, is the same thing as log e, so I'm going to write this as log e first before I start. 42 equals x. Now, how do I write this in exponential form? Remember, this drops down and becomes big, so this e is going to become big. And what do you do with these two? You switch their positions. X equals 42, and that's how you write this in exponential form, okay? Now, also on our calculator, we're going to use different buttons. So remember, before we were using the log button, this says ln of 32. Well, on our calculator, there's actually an ln button, so it's going to be ln of 32 again, and again, you're going to do the same thing, so this is going to give me 3.46573. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. My fifth number is 4 or less, so we're going to keep this the same. So we're going to keep this exactly the way it is, okay? And again, remember, on iPhones and iPads, right, you're going to have to type in the number first and then type in the ln, but it should be right next to the log button, just like it was on the calculator, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be solving equations using this ln and e, okay? So here, the first thing I'm going to try to do is when I solve this, I have to get this e by itself, okay? So I have to move this plus 2 and this multiply by 3. So which one of these two am I going to move first? So remember, if I just wrote this 3x plus 2 equals 10, how would you solve this? Well, you go minus 2, minus 2. Same thing here. I'm going to go minus 2, minus 2. So this is 3e to the 2x equals 8. Then I'm going to divide by 3, so e to the 2x equals 8 over 3, right? Now, again, I have an e on one side. I only have one e, so I got to do my switch around. So I'm going to write that log, and then I'm going to go e to 8 over 3 equals 2x, right? So the e dropped down with the log, and then these two switch places. Remember, log e is the same thing as what? ln. So this is going to be ln 8 over 3 equals 2x. I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to type that. ln, and I can just type it 8 over 3. I don't have to type that in first. I can just type it in like that, and that gave me 0.980829. Remember, we're not going to round yet, only at the very end, and then I have to divide this by 2, divide this by 2. Remember, in my calculator, I can just press divide by 2. It'll take the previous answer, and this gives me 0.49041. So again, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1 or lower, so we're going to keep this the same, so it's 0.4904, okay? Now, this one, we start off with an ln. ln is the same thing as what? Log base e. So I'm going to write this as log base e of 4x minus 1 equals 2. Now I'm going to do my switch around thing. So this e is going to drop down and become big. And then these two switch places. Remember, this is one unit because I got those parentheses. It's going to go over to the other side. So E2 is equal to 4x minus 1. Now, on my calculator, I say E is sitting right here. Everybody see that? So in order to get that, I have to press second and then that button right there. That's how I access this right here. And then I'm gonna put in my 2. And it gives me 7.389056. Remember, I can't round yet. And then how do I solve this? I'm gonna go plus 1, plus 1. So I'm gonna go plus 1. And I'm gonna finish this up here. So I have 8.38905 equals 4x. Divide by 4, divide by 4, x equals, so divide by 4, and I get 2.90, or sorry, 0.90726. Okay, so I count 1, 2, 3, 4. The number on the right is 5 or bigger, so I'm going to add one of this. So this is going to be 2.0973 equals my x. Okay, so it's essentially the same thing we're doing, except we have to know one more fact. Log base e is the same thing as ln, right? So if you see the e, drop it down, put that log, right, when we switch it around, and then that log e becomes ln. If you see an ln, switch it to log e to begin with. Okay, and that's what we got for today. Let's go.